Guys, Katie B here, and I'm coming to you with another tutorial on how I did my top knot along with how I do my edges. So I'm first starting off with freshly conditioned hair that I conditioned about 2 days ago, and now my hair is completely dry. So I'm just sectioning half of it up, and I'm making sure that I moisturize it with water. So when I moisturize with water, my main goal is to make sure that those ends are moisturized and protected. Also, for my moisturized routine, I'm making sure that I use my Main Choice 3-in-1 conditioner. Guys, this is just so awesome. It's great. It's good for 3 things: conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and a detangler. So I'm just making sure I smooth that out through my hands, and I'm using it all the way to the ends of that ponytail. The reason why I'm doing this is because that ponytail is going to be turned into kind of a bun or a top knot, and I want to make sure that those ends are protected. Now, as you saw, I just pretty much messed with the bun. You don't want it to be, or I didn't want it to be, too neat where it looked a little crazy because my back was going to be out. But I just wanted to make sure that it looked kind of messy, kind of neat at the same time. Once I do that, I just secured it with the bobby pins just to make sure that it holds in place. You want to make sure you get the front, the back, and the sides. Now, to get to that back, you want to make sure that the back of your hair is moisturized just like how you did with the top. So pretty much I'm using the water, just sprayed it in my face, but make sure you just don't do that. But I did use that water and I sprayed my hair. Want to make sure I get those ends, but don't neglect the roots. You want to make sure that those are good and moisturized too. Now for this, I'm using the coconut oil. You know how I love my coconut oil. So I'm using some of that, and I'm just going to smooth that through my hands and then use it towards the ends and the scalp. Now that that's fully moisturized, now I'm going to make sure I use my Eco Styler gel. This is one of my favorite parts. The edges, yay! So I'm pretty much just taking a little bit and I'm smoothing it onto my edges. Now, sorry for the dog that might start barking in the background. I have no idea what's going on. But once I get that together with putting the gel on my edges, I then get my toothbrush and I spray water on it, and then I start smoothing it. Now, as you're smoothing it, you want to make sure that you take your hand in a way where you want it to stay, and then you place your fingers there, and then you move the brush in the way you want it to be moved. Here you'll see I'm putting my fingers there, swiping, swiping, swiping. Sorry for all the interruptions going in the background. I don't know what's going on. But again, you just swipe it and you kind of get the feel of what you want to do. Now, most of the time, most people would use more of the Eco Styler or more of the gel and put it in and just start swiping again. That leads to buildup. Instead, use with what you already have. Spray that toothbrush or spray that brush that you use, and you just use the product that you already have. Now, the reason why I like to use a toothbrush is I feel as though that it's easier to manipulate those baby hairs. When you have a bigger brush, it's kind of hard to move it in a way that is easy for you to do, if that makes sense. But again, you just use that Eco Styler gel or whatever gel that you choose to use. My favorite is Eco Styler, but they've got a whole bunch of other ones too. Now, sometimes you run into the same problem that I ran into. You're doing your edges, but then you have straggly hairs that decide that they don't want to, I guess, listen. So just take those and then just use a bobby pin and you just put it in there. Now you want to do the exact same thing to the opposite side, and then you want to do that to the front. Again, you're just taking that Eco Styler gel, you're swooping those edges how you want them to be swooped, and any stragglies, you put a bobby pin in there. And that's pretty much it. Now, y'all, this is what I see a lot of. Do not wipe your baby hairs or all your hair towards your eyebrow. I really don't think that it's supposed to look like that. Now, if that's the look that you're going for, that's great. But the baby hairs is only supposed to be a little bit of hair that's coming down, not a whole lot. Again, you're just swooping the front. Again, I apologize for what's going on in the background. But you just swoop the front, you swoop the sides, and you just make the best of what you have. Now what I'm doing right here is I'm pretty much just taking a few strands from the back and I'm kind of twirling it around my finger to kind of get, I guess, a curly look. But if you choose not to do that, you don't have to. But this is just something that I chose to do. Now I'm taking a little bit more of this Eco Styler gel and I put water in it and I'm just pretty much scrunching the back up to kind of define those curls a little bit more. Then you do a check, make sure that everything looks nice, make sure everything is swooped how you want it, brush it down, scrunch up, and this is one of my favorite parts, the last touch. You use the Got2b Glued and you spray just a little bit on the toothbrush or on the brush that you're using and you lightly swoop, swoop, swoop. You just make sure that those look really nice. And what this does is that it helps it stay that way. And that's it. Thanks for watching, you guys. See ya.